The strong safeties with some honorable mentions. First one we got is Jaquan Brisker. Honorable mention, last year not ranked. Hard hitting safety, a bruiser, definitely a guy that Chicago loves to have on their defensive backfield. Definitely um, it's a you're gonna catch the ball, you're gonna get hit hard, and it's a great play recognition player. So overall, like everything about him, so young, still has the ability of making an impact. Definitely is fun player to watch. Chicago's got someone right here where they can really make an impact on their defense. Jaquan Brisker's 25 years old, 2 years in the league, 2 years, $3.07 million left in the deal. 15 games played, 105 tackles, one sack, two forced fumbles, one fumble recovery, one interception, nine pass deflections, and five stuffs. Perennial can be Pro Bowl, perennial can be an All Pro. Definitely a guy that you need to watch out for. I'm excited to see what he does with the Chicago Bears this year, and we'll see how it goes. But very exciting for this man. We got Rayshon Jenkins. It's a big splash move for him. He was a Jaguar for a while, and now he's moving into a different city, moving into Seattle now. Yeah, he's going to be very impactful for him. I think that's a huge thing for him, especially not having a guy like Quandre out there anymore. Um, Obviously, they like Julian Love a lot out there. So it's going to be Rayshawn and it's going to be Quandre. And I definitely do believe in the impact that he's going to bring to the Seahawks. I definitely believe that their defense is getting better. They have a great head coach that is based on defense. So I think they'll be disciplined. I think it's great to bring a guy like Jenkins in here who's all over the field, nonstop battery, great hitter, great. Great game record, and that's what you want on your defensive side of the football. Rayshawn Jenkins, 30 years old, 7 years in the league, 2 years, $12 million with the Seahawks, 17 games played, 101 tackles, one sack, two interceptions, nine pass deflections, and five stuffs. That's a guy that can be a Pro Bowl for sure, and he plays at a good high caliber rate. So, like I said, Seattle's got a great move right there with signing him, and I do wish him that he does produce super well for this team next year. I got Jordan Fuller, um, honorable mention. Last year, not even ranked. Yeah, he is also a game changer who did exceptionally well with the Rams. Um, I'd say that's a huge loss for him because they did lose him to free agency. But I mean, yeah, I mean he played his ass off. He played for a contract. He got it, even if the contract is not that much. He's still young. He still has the ability of getting a bigger contract. Definitely proven it out there how much of a great football player he is at his position. And now he's going to show it in Carolina. Jordan Fuller, 26 years old, 4 years in the league, 1 year, $3.25 million on the deal for the Carolina Panthers. 17 games that he played, 94 tackles, three forced fumbles, three interceptions, eight pass deflections, two stuffs. Did not play in the playoffs. No accolades, even though he has Pro Bowl and All Pro potential. Like I said, great playmaker and definitely not afraid to be that other coverage man. So I am really excited to see what he's going to do in Carolina. And Carolina, they really need people. At least they can get a Jordan Fuller out there. Byard, honorable mention. Last year he dropped. He was number six last year. He dropped an honorable mention. It's the injuries. It's also the amount of the play that he's had. I think it really has diminished in terms of what he's been able to do. This was a guy that was top five quality type safety just because of the numbers, because he was doing everything at such a high level. I think this past year still had a pretty good year, but not the year that Kevin Byard is really known for, man. Definitely when I look at him, I'm looking at higher interception rates. I'm looking at, more forced fumbles, higher pass deflections, more stuffs, Tackles are always there, but like, his the level of play in terms of getting active and getting in there a little diminished, man. But still a great player, still needs to be recognized. And like I said, honorable mention. I think being in Chicago, he might rejuvenate his career, and I hope to see that he's back to him being such a tantalizing force, you know. Um, but he's 30 years old. He's 8 years in the league, 2 years, $15 million with the Bears. 16 games that he played, 122 tackles, one fumble recovery, one interception, three pass deflections, and a stuff. Against Tampa Bay, he had five tackles for a stuff with the Eagles. Yeah, I mean, overall though, he's moving to a strong safety position. But I also could see him back to free safety. He played strong safety in Philly, probably be free safety because Jaquan Brisker will be that guy strong. So overall, though, I do see that his impact will be pretty impactful for the team. Brian Branch, honorable mention. Last year wasn't ranked because he was in college, so having him here as a rookie is really impressive. It's a great draft pick that they had. Detroit's been on point with their draft picks for the past what 3, 4 years now. They just established a culture out there to try to get a Super Bowl in that building because they have none. So having players like him, it definitely makes it for a very positive future here. And I think they have a very positive future starting this year. I definitely believe they are Super Bowl contenders, and they have the pieces to do it. Brian Branch is going to be a huge piece of this puzzle. I think that his impact, he's going to get even better than he was last year, and I do believe that he will be a force. And he'll be a top 10 guy by the end of this next year. So overall, the talent is there. It's incredible to see. Brian Branch, 22 years old, 1 year in the league, 3 years, $4.42 million on the deal, 15 games played, 74 tackles, one sack, one forced fumble, and three interceptions for the touchdown, 13 pass deflections, and eight stuffs. Against the Rams, Bucks, and the Niners, he had 20 tackles for a sack, one pass deflection, and two stuffs. He was all over the field. Very aggressive safety. And he was fifth on Defensive Rookie of the Year. So, yeah, he had a great year. Definitely see more of him. I definitely see him getting better every single year. So, great draft pick for Detroit. And I mean, they're gonna roll with it until they have to pay him. But right now, just let him get continue to get better at his craft, and it's exciting to watch. The countdown. We have one more honorable mention, and that's Grant Delpit, the Cleveland Brown. He's an honorable mention. Last year he was number 10, so went down one ranking just because of some of these guys that came up this year and really truly showed the talent that they have. Not diminishing his talent because he is a talented safety for this team, huge impact guy and so young, so he's only going to get better. But yeah, Grant Delpit, 25 years old, 4 years in the league, 3 years, $30 million on the deal for the Browns. 13 games he played, 80 tackles, 1.5 sacks, one fumble recovery, one interception, three pass deflections, and 8.5 stuffs. No postseason play, but still, definitely had a great year. He's a honestly a future Pro Bowler, future All Pro. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does for the Browns this coming year. Number 10, last year was number 4. It's Jordan Poyer. Yeah, Jordan Poyer has been a super big staple to the Buffalo Bills defense for a long time. And now he's moving on. He's going to Miami for a 1 year kind of prove it kind of deal. Jordan Poyer, super, it's a big veteran, but still going to be producing at a high level. I think he definitely went down because of the production, also because of the numbers, the lack of numbers, definitely. Regardless, I just think he slowed down just a little bit for his career, but he's still very impactful nonetheless. 33 years old, 11 years in the league. He signed a 1 year, $2 million contract with the Dolphins. I think this is a great deal for him. Him and Javon Holland are going to be fantastic together. 16 games that he played, 101 tackles, one sack, one forced fumble, four pass deflections, and 5.5 stuffs. Against Pittsburgh and Kansas City, he had 14 tackles and one forced fumble. So, again, the ability for him to play at a high level is, high. But, like I said, he's slowing down just a little bit. And, some injuries have definitely impacted his play. But overall, he's a great player and definitely someone you need to look forward to watching in Miami. And I got Richie Grant last year, honorable mention. Um, yeah, Richard Grant, he's going to be one of those guys that's not going to be in this list next year just because they have Justin Simmons, they got Jesse Bates at third. So, I mean, he's kind of got the short end of the stick here. In terms of play wise, I don't think he's going to play as much. Might be a good spot for like a backup filler, especially when they get tired. But I mean, Richie Grant, I think he's going to get super. I just might get discouraged from it. But that also might be great for Atlanta because they can have him as a piece to possibly trade and even get better. But Richie Grant, 26 years old, 3 years in the league, 1 year, $3.11 million left on the rookie contract, 17 games played, 103 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 interception, 6 pass deflections, and 3.5 stuffs. He's a good player, great player. Think he could go somewhere else. I think they could definitely trade for him, especially with his contract coming up. But he had a great year in Atlanta. They need to definitely give him credit for that. I have Jaylen Thompson last year not ranked. Um, Definitely a young guy that's come in the league and had to work for a certain position and for him to actually become where he is now, which is a top starting safety in the Arizona Cardinals. Definitely a guy that gets overlooked. A lot of people do not look at him, and a lot of people don't really pay attention to the Cardinals, and that's understandable. They are and were one of the worst teams in the league. I think they're getting better with the rebuild. But Jaylen Thompson has done a great job. 26 years old, 5 years in the league, 2 years, $18.2 million, 15 games played, 78 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 4 interceptions, 9 pass deflections, and 2 stuffs. So, yeah, not bad. Definitely, I could see where Jordan Poyer might be ranked higher than him. I can understand that. Um, Richie Grant, I can't see it. And even Grant Delpit. I mean, he maybe should be in a countdown. So this is one of those, risky picks for me on the list. But and I definitely understand where it seems kind of risky and a little bit of a far-fetched idea, but I really do believe he's turned into one of the best safeties in the league, and I definitely believe that his level of play has been great, and I think he needs to be recognized for it. So I do believe he's number 8 right now. It could change, or he could just have a better year next year and be higher.